Welcome to this week's episode of Work and Travel TV. I'm Leah Bolton, and this is the show that helps adventurous types like you see the world and make money at the same time.
Oh yeah!
In today's episode of Work and Travel TV, we'll get to hear from a travel expert. Also, we'll get to explore the newest addition to the Travel Toolbox, a great site and tool that connects travelers with locals in over 230 countries around the world. And today's travel tip is recommendations for staying safe when traveling abroad. This week's question is sent in by Jessica. She asks, if I get a job at a hotel, resort, or cruise ship, how will I know what I can and cannot bring? It's kind of a good question. You want to be prepared if you're going away for months or years at a time, obviously. You can only fit so much in your suitcase. But what do you take? Well, usually upon being hired, the company you work for will send you a list of any additional uniform requirements if they're not provided. They usually tell you what your accommodation includes as well. To get into more detail, I suggest talking to someone who has worked there in that particular job. How do you do that? Well, there's a ton of forums online that can be extremely helpful. I usually suggest clothing items that are versatile. Layers are good, and shoes that are comfortable and can be worn for several different activities. If you have a question about working and traveling as well, please feel free to submit your question through the Ask Leah page through the tab at the top.
Travel tips.
Today's travel tip, recommendations for staying safe when traveling abroad. Very important. The first rule of thumb is to plan ahead. Know as much as possible about where you're going and check your country's government site on suspicious travel updates. Also, try and make a copy of your travel itinerary and leave it with a friend or family. Always a good idea. And always be aware of your surroundings and carry a mobile phone with a calling plan if you can. If you're carrying a bag, best to put it over your shoulder and hold it in front of you. The most important tip is to use your common sense and be aware that not all people, cultures, and countries are the same. We want your experience to be a good one, not the other way around. Today on Work and Travel TV, our special guest, Katana Barnett, a modern-day technology artist. Katana, thanks for joining us on today's show.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm excited about it. Thank you.
All right, Katana, before we jump into things here, why don't you briefly explain a bit about what we mean by a modern-day technology artist? What is it that you do that allows you to travel freely?
Well, I'm a painter and I do murals and illustrations. Those are my favorite things to do. But I also do online work. I do writing, websites, and social media. So between all of those things, I get some income and then I just go for it. I go for it more than I get the income sometimes, but that's what the income's for anyways, so there we go.
Nice. So tell me a bit about your lifestyle. You kind of go with the flow out there. You've got a bunch of things going on. Tell me a bit more about it.
It's a lot of fun. I used to be living in Vancouver, BC, and I wasn't really doing very much of anything, so I decided to just go for it and jump on a bus to Seattle, take a plane to LA. So I've been visiting my friends that I haven't seen in a long time, and I was really excited to see them, and that just made me more motivated to do other things like post on my blog. My blog posts have gone up.
Awesome. So tell me about a typical day in the life of Katana.
Pretty relaxed. It depends. A typical day, I'll get up, eat some breakfast, write some blog posts, write some emails, and go for a walk. So I've got typical days, but then I like to go out and have adventures on the side.
Tell me a bit about the pros and cons of what you do. What is your opinion on the good things and the not so good things to what you do?
Well, the awesome thing about it is I get to travel and I don't have a schedule. So when an adventure comes up, if I get accepted to go to a meditation camp or someone invites me to go camping in the desert or someone says, hey, we're going to Mexico on the 1st, do you want to come with me? I can say yes, 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 I'd love to. And that's really exciting. The cons are not always getting money when I'm expecting it, having to deal with like US American banks versus Canadian banks, and having to go out and find people to work for. But I think it's worth it.
All right, Katana, tell me a bit about how you first got started with your path as a modern day technology artist. Did you have a certification? Did you just fall into it? How did it all come together?
Well, my last real full-time job was with eBay about 3 years ago. And I was also going to University of Emily Carr full-time. And then my friend said, do you want to go to California? And I was like, I am so burnt out. I hate everything. Let's go. And we went for about a week. And that was great. And then I tried to go back to university. And I'm actually this close to being done and graduated. But I didn't see what my degree was going to get me. I wasn't happy. And I hadn't done anything I liked all winter. And I was like, I cannot do this anymore. I need to go and do something awesome and that makes me excited about living. So I started pulling some things together, and as soon as I had my passport, I left the next day.
So Katana, you seem to be fairly successful at following your path. What can I do or the audience do to be like you?
Oh, thank you. I think the most important thing is to just make up your mind and go and do it. But know what you're good at, what other people who are already doing that would charge, and then look on job boards and Craigslist and find people who need what you have. So I know how to build a website. I've been working on mine for like 3 years, and I've done other ones too. So I've got lots of website experience, so I can do that for people. And so when someone says I need a website, I can do that. If you can do anything really, you just need to find the people that want that and go for it.
What are a few of the ways that we can make money doing what you do?
Well, learning to build websites on WordPress isn't that hard. And I would say start there, because if you're going to be doing anything online, you're going to need to have a website. And if you can do it yourself, that's the cheapest way to go. And it'll also give you a lot of experience to help other people. And if you can help other people, that's the main thing. It's a lot more fulfilling to be able to help other people than to just work for an hourly wage.
Katana, thank you so much for joining us on this week's episode of Work and Travel TV. It's been awesome having you with us.
Fun new thing for me too. Thank you.
The Travel Toolbox.
Today we'll be taking a look at couchsurfing.org. That's right, you heard me there. It's a great site that connects travelers with locals in over 230 countries around the world. It's a tool and community where members share hospitality with one another. Head on over to the Travel Toolbox page. The latest site will be posted with a link at the top of the list. Let's check it out. Pretty much a site out there for everything these days. Couchsurfing.org, exactly as it sounds. If you're a freelance traveler, you're just going with the flow, this might be an awesome tool for you. So tons of stuff on the site here. You can become a member and check out the community. As well, this is the feature we're going to highlight here. So you're searching for a couch, you're on the go, and you click on this drop down menu here. It's going to come up with the different countries and numbers beside them. That is how many couches are available, so that's pretty cool. We're going to head to Canada because that is where I am, so you're going to come visit me. So here we go. Perfect. Yan is the first guy who comes up. He's in Canada, but he is in Montreal, Quebec. Maybe I don't want to head over there, or maybe I want to narrow down my search. Maybe if you're like me and you're a female, you don't want to hang out with a male. So just uncheck male here. I'm going to update results. And I'm going to choose somebody else, hopefully in the area I'm looking for. Still Melanie and Brian, male again, so just click down here. Tanya, Gladys, well, there's a ton to choose from. If you're worried about whether they are credible or not, or if they're going to be a great person, you can check out their references as well and the reply rate. So people have rated them, people who have hung out with them before. So that's a pretty cool thing there. So maybe I want to hang out with Emily Stewart. She's in Canada, Nova Scotia. Maybe that's where I'm heading to. So just want to sign up, become a member, and click on Emily Stewart and give her a shout. And there you go. Have a couch to stay and a brand new friend. So there you go. You can find the site in the Travel Toolbox page where it continues to grow every episode. Work and Travel TV will be your one-stop shop for all of your travel tips and landing that travel job. That's it for today's episode of Work and Travel TV, the show that helps adventurous types like you see the world and make money at the same time. In the next episode of Work and Travel TV, we'll be speaking with another expert, and we will have a new addition to the Travel Toolbox, as well as another useful travel tip for your journeys. We're here to give you the ins and outs to help you find that perfect job out there. I'm Leah Bolton, and thanks for watching.